Let's start from the top again for somebody who didn't listen last week.
Okay.
What's a cesarean delivery?
A cesarean delivery is an abdominal delivery.
Okay.
That is, the woman gives birth through the abdomen, through an incision that's been made by a doctor. So it's an operation. The doctor does an operation and brings out the baby, as different from the other type of delivery that we call a vaginal delivery. That is where the woman gives birth to the baby through the vagina.
I remember a conversation I was having with my hairstylist. She had twins.
Okay.
And when I saw that she had twins, I was like, oh, that's nice. So you had CS? Because I'm a twin.
Okay.
And I was breech at birth.
Okay.
I was laying across and my brother was sitting on my back.
Okay.
So my mom had to do CS. Yeah. And then by the time she had my younger brother was too big.
Okay.
There was no way she would have push the baby out, so she also had to have a cesarean delivery. Now so seeing that she had multiples, I asked her, oh, so you had CS? She said, no, that God forbid, you won't make her no born again.
Yeah, so those are myths. The fact that you've had one CS does not mean you cannot deliver again. So those are myths. All right.
So that's not true.
It's not true.
I know it's not true because my mother had another baby after having us.
So after a cesarean section, after a CS, we'll call it CS for now because I think everybody knows CS. After a CS, you can have as many more children as you want.
Can you deliver vaginally?
Yes, you can. You can deliver vaginally following a CS, depending on the reason why you had the CS. Now let's look at the various reasons why you could have a CS. Let's say you had a CS like the lady who had twins, like your mom. And if the first one is coming with the buttocks, you stand the danger, the woman stands the danger of having what we call a lock twin. So the buttocks of the first twin will come out. Okay. And then the space in the chest, the second twin's head would enter that space. So you have a situation where you have a baby coming out, the buttocks is out, but the baby cannot come out fully because the shoulders and the head is not out yet. But another twin has not gone into that space. And so the head of the second twin is lower than the head of the first twin. So the two of them, those heads, they just lock into each other.
Oh my days.
And you cannot deliver those babies. So you lose two babies at once. So once you see a pregnant woman at the time when she's supposed to deliver, what we call term, with the first twin lying with the buttocks, is an indication for a cesarean section. That means you should have a cesarean section. It's planned. It's not something you wait for in labor. Because if you wait in labor to say, okay, maybe it will turn.
Yeah, my mom's one was planned.
Yes, you have to plan it. If you wait, then you can run into trouble.
It was planned both times, actually.
Yes, so we have cesarean sections that are planned. We have cesarean sections that are emergencies. So for multiple gestation, that's more than one baby inside, with the first one not lying well, you need to have a cesarean section to save the lives of those babies and to save the lives of the mother. Now, another reason why you could have a planned cesarean section is the baby is too big. But that is not a very common reason, because most times for a woman with a baby that's too big, we'll let you go into labor and we'll see how you do. Okay. There are ways of monitoring labor. And so you can tell as you're monitoring labor who would have problems and who would not. Okay. And really, it is labor that will tell you exactly whether a baby will deliver or not, in cases where you're talking about big babies. So we've had vaginal deliveries of 5.5 kilograms, 6 kilogram babies.
And you didn't hurt?
I don't know about whether I didn't hurt.
There's such a conspiracy of silence about labor. You would ought to tell us the truth.
No. Labor is labor. The name alone, labor, means that it's painful. That's it. And that's why you have analgesia, pain relief in labor. Let's not digress too much. So if you have multiple gestation, twin pregnancy, triplets pregnancy, quadruplets, you would require a cesarean section because it's safer for the babies. If you have baby that's not lying well, I talked about this last time when I said the baby is lying across instead of to lie straight. When the baby is lying straight, the head is down. That baby can easily come out. If the baby is lying across or lying with the buttocks, it becomes more difficult. If you're lying with the buttocks and it's your first time of having a baby, you're better off with a cesarean section.
Okay. There's this lady, before you go on, doctor, there's this lady whose story I heard. When she got to the hospital, they told her that her baby was lying across, so she was going to have a cesarean section. A friend of mine was trying to convince her to get a cesarean section because she was also a hairstylist. Fast forward a few weeks later, the husband of the lady came to yell at my friend who was giving her the advice, oh, stay out of my family, we've gone to one mama, the mama will turn the baby, the baby will face down. So I want you to talk about that, turning the baby something.
Turning the baby is what we call external cephalic version.
Okay.
Version means to change something. Cephalic is head.
Okay.
External means you're doing it from the outside. So you're trying to turn the baby for the head to face down. There are times when you can do that. When you see a woman with a baby that's not lying face down,
okay,
you can decide to turn that baby.
Okay.
But you can only turn that baby at a particular time. You cannot be turning baby at 33 weeks. There's no point doing that. That baby will turn by itself. The number of babies that may require turning is like 3 out of 100.
Wow.
So there are not many. They will turn by themselves and they will stay well by themselves. Now, of those 3 out of 100 that you may need to turn, when you're turning it, you need to make sure that the woman is safe. Because if you're turning and you're not doing it correctly, you may detach the placenta and cause the placenta. Once the placenta detaches, you've killed that baby.
That's what happens
because there's no exchange of blood anymore.
That's what happens.
So the placenta detaches, the woman can even bleed to death. Not only that, the baby will die.
So the baby died and the hairstylist died.
Yes. So that's the things you see. So turning a baby is not something you do, anybody should go and do. It's only qualified obstetricians that can turn a baby. You hardly even see nurses saying they want to turn babies in the clinics. No, we don't really do that. So please, if you're out there and you're told that your baby is not lying well and because of that you need a cesarean section, you can discuss with your doctor. Can we turn the way the baby is lying? And then if it is possible, it will be done. The doctors will even offer it to you. And if it's not possible, they will tell you that, look, because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is not safe to turn this baby. Leave the baby how it's staying. For example, if you have fibroids. For example, if you have a tumor in the lower segment, that's the lower part where the baby will stay. And that is why the baby is not staying with the buttocks, because there's no space there. If there's something about the baby, if the cord connecting the baby to the placenta is short, for that baby to remain alive, that baby needs to sit with the buttocks. Otherwise, the stretch on the cord, you know, when you stretch a rope, there's no more space inside. So blood will not flow. That baby dies. So when you have a short cord, that baby sitting with the buttocks is a safe mechanism to keep the baby safe. Then you now go and say you want to turn it. You know, so there are so many things that people don't know.
We're going to hear so much more after this very short break. Dr. Rosemary is so passionate about this thing. She's from N1, by the way. She's the president of the Medical Women Association of Nigeria River State chapter. She's also an OBGYN with the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. She's also a senior lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt. So we have one of the big madams. If she's telling you to leave your baby the way that your baby is, she knows what she's talking about. Don't touch it. So we don't have, why do we not do like an expose? People are calling. I'm sure they have questions.
That's what I was telling them. I was telling them that, look, can I even get some airtime? I don't mind being the one to come. You know, do like 1 month, 3 months. I don't know. We'll work out something. Just come and give people information, because I think people don't have information.
Yeah, people don't know. People really don't know. And this is something else I want to talk about on air. A lot of times you go to church and someone comes.
We just talked about that one this morning.
Oh, you and Dion, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, because you go to church and you give testimony. The doctor said I'll deliver by CS, but by pastor prays.
Yes. You know?
Now, what's that statistic? What's the statistics like? I mean, because we need numbers. If you can help us with numbers, that would be great. You have one person that says, God forbid, I delivered blah blah blah, and then how many people? That person to what ratio of how many others who died or whose babies died?
You can't have that statistics. You don't have the number. They won't come back. Shame won't let them come back. Shame won't let them even talk in the church that this is what happened. It's only maybe later you will notice that, look, we can't find this patient. Then you make calls. By that time they are telling you, doctor, see what happened to us. It's not for the time where you start saying, I told you so. You know, so you just use it when you are counseling others to say, look, you may not succeed if you go against it. You lose this baby, you lose your life. It's for the woman to just do the right thing.
So someone has a question, says,
Two questions. First of all, you have a sweet voice. Whoa. There's a myth in Nigeria that perceives that a woman who gave birth to CS, they are not really women.
Yes, we need to break that as well. That's something I want to talk about as well.
I had a woman who had 3 children. She gave birth to CS. I have that the woman would likely die if she goes through CS a 4th time.
That's another myth as well. So we
can talk CS up to 6 times.
So we need to talk about that as well.
Times of CS.
How many times? How many cesarean sessions can you have? One. There's a myth about you're not a strong woman. You're not a real woman. Some people say you're not strong. Some people say you're not real. Some people say you're lazy. That's why you chose the CS route.
I don't know who a woman is. A woman red and hair and bed. Yeah? That's what a woman, that's a real woman. You understand? You can do any of them. You don't have to bear children to be a woman.
You don't even need to have the baby by yourself. Yes. You can adopt a baby and take care of that baby. You're still a real woman. Yeah. We have so much. It's like we were talking about earlier.
When we're saying not real women, it is we. And strangely, it is the women who say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody told me recently, oh, somebody had the baby, and I said nobody should ask what did she have or how did she have the baby. Because people start feeling. We'll talk about the 90-10 principle, yes? No. Something has already happened. It's your reaction to what has happened that matters. It's not really the thing
that happened.
Yeah. So it depends on how you react to it. Now we now have a way where we react to things that it's not right. Where did it come from? Where?
Conversations like this help. The more you talk about it, the more people realize, okay. Is that so? I've been doing the wrong thing. You can only pray that we change it. I mean, you hear stories of men who go to the labor or the theater looking, waiting she born.
Yeah.
And they will turn back and go.
Yeah.
You hear stories of husbands who say, my wife will never give birth. I mean, like this hairstylist I was talking about who died and who lost her baby as well. You know, her husband stopped talking to my friend because of that. The husband said, my wife will not give birth to CS. She will born like other women are giving birth. You know. It's just sad. It's just sad. Something else I'll even want to talk about is post that depression that comes after childbirth.
Postpartum depression.
Yes, that's something else we need to talk about as well, because people don't know, and because people don't know, you become a witch who doesn't want to touch your baby, or your banje oath was so that you don't have baby. Now come and have baby, so that's why you don't want to touch the baby, because you touch the baby you will die, or the baby will die.
So, how many times one can have a CS where people say having a CS means you're not a real woman? All right.
We're doing away with all kinds of myths on the Good Morning Nigeria show. Today is Healthy Tuesday. We have Dr. Rosemary Ogu on the show this morning. She's from the University of Port Harcourt. I apologize if I just murdered your surname again.
It's okay.
Ogu, okay. And she is the current president of the Medical Women's Association of Nigeria, the River State chapter. She is a senior lecturer with the University of Port Harcourt. She's also an OBGYN with the Department of
Obstetrics and Gynecology, University of Port Harcourt Teaching
All right
Hospital.
then. And today we're talking to you about CS and telling you that CS is not a tool from the pit of hell. Last week we talked about that sentence that Nigerians are always throwing around. I want to deliver like the Hebrew woman. And I told you the entire story. I told you that entire story. I told you it was a lie to start with. The Pharaoh, the nurses, the midwives of Egypt at the time went to Pharaoh and told a lie because they were afraid of God, and they didn't want to tell the Pharaoh, oh, we were actually helping these women deliver instead of killing their babies. So instead they lied and said, before we get to the women, they've already delivered. So that's not true. The truth is those women as midwives helped the women of, the Hebrew women deliver their babies at the time. The Hebrew women did not deliver it by themselves. So next time, if you're using a Bible passage, understand the full context and don't put yourself into trouble, because a lot of times you hear people say that that's the reason they're refusing CS, they're rejecting CS, because I want to deliver like the Hebrew woman. The Hebrew woman had help. CS is a tool that God has put in the minds of these doctors to use to help you to save your life and save your baby. At the end of the day, the baby should be safe, the mother should be safe. That's the bottom line about childbirth and child delivery. Someone sent us a question on WhatsApp. If you have questions, feel free to ask as well. 0809-030-6415. Person says, good morning, Dr. Rosemary and Dion. I have two questions today. First of all, doctor, you have a sweet voice. And then she said, say thank you now.
Thank you.
And then she says, please clarify these issues for me. There's a myth in Nigeria that perceives that a woman who gives birth through CS are not real women, and that those who give birth they're not real women than those who give birth naturally. Please, is this true in any way? Secondly, I hear that women who have 3 children, or a woman who has had 3 children through CS, if she tries to have the 4th one, she will die. Is this true as well?
That is not true.
Which
totally
part?
Not true.
Both of them?
Both of them are not true.
Okay.
If you've had CS 3 times, you want to have a 4th CS. Why not? You want to have a 5th CS. Why not? You want to have a 6th CS. Why not?
You can have as many as 6.
Have the children. Just make sure you look after them.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to say if you've had 3 CS that you're going to die at the 4th one. No, that's absolutely not true. That is absolutely incorrect. You can have as many children as you want through CS. Maybe what you heard was we as gynecologists telling you stop at the 4th birth, and so if you've had CS 3 times, they'll tell you, oh, the next one you should stop. After that is not safe. We tell that to all women, whether you've had vaginal delivery or not, that after the 4th child, please try not to have more children, because the risk of dying from pregnancy-related causes increases the more children you have, the older your age, and all that. So that's where that came from.
It's not about the procedure now.
No, it's not about the procedure. So if you've had 3 CS, you want to have a 4th one, it's perfectly safe. You want to have a 5th one, it's perfectly safe.
All right then.
Now, the next thing, that if you give birth through CS, you're not a real woman. Okay, just think about it. How is that true? You gave birth through CS because you have an indication. Either the baby was not lying well, either the mother had maybe high blood pressure, the mother had a condition, a clinical condition, a medical condition that made to push a problem. Because there are medical conditions where if you're having a birth vaginally, you need to push out that baby by yourself. And so you work up that pressure. You are told to open your mouth, breathe through your mouth. And when the time comes to push, so you push with your mouth closed and create that pressure. Now, in creating that pressure, it raises your blood pressure. And so for people who already have a high blood pressure, it can cause a stroke during delivery. I don't know if you have seen someone with a stroke. You can't move one side of the body. You can't feed yourself. You can't walk. It will be criminal to sit and watch a woman get a stroke because you want her to deliver vaginally. Now, I don't see how that stops her from being a real woman.
What does a real woman even
As president of Medical Women, we look after women. And women are the rearers, the carers, and bearers of the family. You're a real woman if you can look after your family. You're a real woman if you can care for the family. You're a real woman if you look after the family. Now, don't get me wrong when I say look after the family. I'm not saying become the head of the home or anything like that. No, but women, there's something in the nature of women that is caring. And I think that is where the real woman comes from. All right? It's not in the number of children you have. It's not in how you had the children. And so for all of you out there, if you hear somebody had a baby, please ask, is the mother okay? Is the baby okay? Those should be the issues, not what did she have, now boy or now girl, or how did she have it, now CS or now vaginal birth.
Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. In reality, it doesn't. Please let's help one another. And if you really look, it's the women who are asking, who want to know, who are very conscious of how did she deliver? What did she deliver? We shouldn't put ourselves through all those tensions. There's really no need. The fact that you are alive, the fact that you are well, you owe a lot of gratitude to God that can happen. And so let's try and help and encourage and support one another. Please stop asking people how they delivered. Please stop cursing people who had the cesarean section, who had the CS, that they haven't tried, they haven't done well. Some
people say you chose CS because you're lazy.
Oh dear. I don't know where they get that from. Okay? Now, we have what we call instrumental delivery. Labor is exhausting. Sometimes you can have a woman in labor who's exhausted and is not able to push. And you say, okay, I want to help you. I want to apply vacuum, because the longer this baby stays in the birth canal, the poorer the outcome. Baby may not survive because the baby spends too much time in the birth canal. So you offer that person a vacuum. Sometimes you offer a vacuum because the woman's blood pressure is rising and you don't want her to continue in that state. There's nothing about laziness there. There's nothing lazy. If you're doing something and you get exhausted, what does that mean? You're lazy? It just means you're human. And being human, yes, you can get tired, but you don't do cesarean section because somebody is tired. Do you understand? So even though I'm explaining where that meat may have come out from, it doesn't mean that you do cesarean section for someone because the person is tired. Like the woman will tell you, doctor, I'm tired, I don't want to push, please come and operate on me. There's no doctor who's going to operate on you. There are reasons for cesarean section. It's not something you joke about.
Because it's major surgery.
It's major surgery.
Do people realize it's actually major surgery?
And it keeps you in my care for the next 5 days minimum. If you deliver vaginally, you go home that same day. So why would I want you to have a CS if you don't need a CS? There's no reason. Let me tell you something. Some people say, oh, doctors do it because they want to make money. You know, they tell you to do CS when you don't need, because it will increase the amount you pay. Let me give you an analogy. You operate on one patient. The person pays her fees. It's only one patient. The person occupies that bed for 5 days or 6 days or 7 days. Then you have another group, and every day a woman comes, delivers and goes, delivers and goes. So you deliver 7 women in that 7 days. So in the time that you have one patient on your bed space giving you all the stress, 7 women have gone. How do you get patients? How do people hear about your good works? It is by telling another person. So those 7 go out there and tell 7 different people. That's 49. This one has spent 1 week. By the time she goes, may only be able to tell 2 or 3 people. So how has that helped me to make money? In the end of the day, I'm losing. So cesarean section is not done for money. Please disabuse your mind of that. If you do not understand why a doctor is asking you to do a CS, please just ask. Doctor, why are you saying we should do this? Ask, and you'll be told. There are indications. It is ethically inappropriate. It is incorrect for someone to offer you a cesarean section when you don't need one. So please, if you have been offered a cesarean section, there's a reason for it. Just ask to know the reason, and please give consent on time so that we can save the life of the baby and the mother.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rosemary Ogu, for coming on the show this morning. It's 2 minutes to 10. We have to go, unfortunately, but we'll have her back on the show sometime. Let me not put her on the spot again.
Yes, please don't do that.
So we'll have her back on the show.
I love being here.
Yeah, we'll have her back on the show sometime. And we'll talk about something else that has to do with the woman and her health. You know how I like women and women things.
And that's my field, so I'm happy to be here.
All right then.
Thank you.
Stay here. The 5 is next. After the 5, you get to listen to KO on the Midday Oasis. My name is Sandra. Dion ran away because he doesn't want to talk about vaginas.
Where did he really go to? Where did he go to?
I don't know. He ran away.